Hey everyone, and welcome back to the latest episode of the Impact Lab podcast. I'm Aziz, your host, founder of the Impact Lab and Kush Digital, and today I am delighted to have a dear friend of mine, Shoaib Rasheed, with me. Hi Shoaib, how are you?
I'm great. Thanks for inviting me, dear Abdulaziz, and it's a pleasure to always speak with you. It's my pleasure to have you again on your podcast, inshallah khair.
Yeah, it's always my pleasure to speak with you. You're a fountain of knowledge. But before we get into all of that knowledge, which I'm going to dig out of your brain today, inshallah, let's do the reverse Turing test. So, Shoaib, in which city did you and I first meet face to face?
I believe it was in Makkah al-Mukarramah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have
So,
Makkah too. So the answer to the reverse Turing test will be in the show notes. As always, this proves that we are human beings. We are not AI. All right, Shoaib, it is so lovely to have you on the podcast. For people who don't know you and your vast experience, please take a moment to tell everyone who you are.
yeah, I am engineer Shoaib Rasheed, and I am certified industrial engineer, project management professional. Right now, I am working as a C-suite executive level in the Dar Al Hamaya for Safety Devices company, and we are very much specialized in dealing with the fire safety equipment devices, supply, installation, and commissioning. This is my current role. If you ask about my previous history, I have a vast experience in the industrial sector as well as in the contracting, consultancy, and engineering sector. Yani. So I have roughly, you can say, 16 years of experience with the multicultural teams. And Alhamdulillah, now we are developing our own platform in Dar al Hamaya to just establish our own standards, each and everything, inshallah, bismillah.
Fantastic, and you're being very modest. You've done some incredible things in lots of different countries, but you made the decision to move to Saudi Arabia. Now, what was the thought process behind that decision?
Uh, yeah, it's true because the idea which I brought here in Saudi in Dar al Hamaya, our approach was to get some giga project in the MEP construction, especially for the stadium, because based on my previous job, I was working as a project manager in Qatar for the FIFA stadium. So I came with the same acknowledgement and same vision that we will get some kind of bigger giga project in Saudi, so we will be able to get much more experience first of all, then the business opportunity, then the localization, then if you talk about the knowledge sharing. So there is a hell of things that we came with the proper plan. Yani. This is one of the reason I'm here in Saudi. Yani.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that you worked on the stadiums in Qatar. So, which stadiums were you working on?
I was in Al Thumama Stadium, and we were in the testing and commissioning phase, the last phase of the project. So I dealt a team of like the you can say roughly 50 to 60 people. So it was a quite a great experience, exposure to just, and it was the handover phase. So we see everything live in practical movement before the FIFA. Yani. So it was a great adventure for me, a good learning in the life. Yani.
Yeah, mashallah. So, what's life like in Saudi Arabia for people? Because a lot of people are thinking how they'd like to live in Saudi Arabia, and they have this idea, but a lot of people still have like the idea that, particularly in the West, Saudi Arabia is still kind of like, I don't want to say let's say a second world country. What's real life like in Saudi Arabia?
It's totally a different perspective because if you came with the vision of getting the business, it's a totally different scenario. But if you are talking about the lifestyle, it's totally different. Lifestyle is very normal, up to standard. There is nothing something like we are just assuming in our mind and it will happen. No, it's not like that. But specifically, if we talk about our work balance or the work structure, yeah, and it's very great. There are a hell of opportunities. Being a businessman, if you are able to move to Saudi in this part of the like the time of the era, yani it is the like the golden era because now they release many mega projects. So the Vision 2030, NEOM, the Line, KDA, then the Masar. So if you talk about the grabbing the business, it's the great time. And the living standards, Alhamdulillah, this up to the standard, maybe more than what we are thinking. Actually, we are overestimating something which we didn't even taste. So this is the reason, Yani. So everyone should come to Saudi, even for even a single time. It's a hell of a opportunities for the jobs, first of all. Then if you talk about the localization, they are very cooperative. They are very well supportive, and this is the real thing. I'm not talking about something like which didn't happen to me, and it's the real thing. Yani. They are very supportive, and they are very ambitious nation, and they are very kind of people that everyone should entertain. Yani. By the end of the day, like 5 o'clock when we are leaving the office means we are happy with the work style, the work culture. Everything is going perfectly all right. This is the thing, at least minimum we are looking in our lives. Yani. That's it.
Yeah, I agree. And I can say, as somebody who tasted all of those lifestyles, I tasted, UK and US and Saudi Arabia, and I can say that the standards in Saudi Arabia are, I would say, much higher than the sort of basic standards in Europe. I think people live really, really great lifestyles, a great balance of family life and work. And from a business perspective, I agree that it's been really easy, and the locals have been very, very helpful. So I've enjoyed it, I think, as much as you. And I remember when we were in Makkah, we shared some great times there as well. MashaAllah. You mentioned
We
that,
are looking for you again.
inshallah, just in a few weeks, inshallah, I'll be there. You mentioned that if you're looking for a job in Saudi, or for business or a job, this is a good time to be there. What do you think are the most in demand skills and roles at the moment in the construction sector?
Especially if you ask about my second vision, we have the vision of the engineering offices to build up our own team with the technical staff with the proper skills. And if you ask about the opportunities, even in real time in my office, I have maybe more than 10 now active opportunities for the engineering job. Like if you talk about the civil, starting from the MEP, then if you talk about the architectural, so we have plenty of jobs right now available in our company, even though Yani. So in engineering, you can say generic. Everyone can get, even starting from designing to the execution phase, everyone can get very easy, up to standard, up to the market, like the salaries. So, and there should be some savings too, Yani. So this kind of work style is available currently in Saudi, Yani.
Yeah, I think we're seeing the same thing. There's so many opportunities in so many sectors, but you're kind of unique in that you've led really large teams that are like multicultural. So, like, what's your top piece of advice for an expat managing a team in Saudi Arabia?
Yeah, there should be some practicality. Talk less, perform more, and let your action speaks more louder than your talk, yani. So this is the only piece of thing that, even though now we are developing our team, so everyone is like on the same approach, the mental level, yani. But by the end, I will say, in a nutshell, there should be something like practicality. It should be adaptive culture, and it should be not like something rigid. You are not best fit in the culture, so you will leave. No, it's not like that. Yeah, it's the practicality and adaptability is the best fit thing if someone wants to come in Saudi with the proper vision, with the certain like the dreams. So it's the great idea, yani. If they have the two things at least.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. How important are things like PMP, and how valued are certifications in the Saudi market?
Uh, it is quite interesting that people normally here they are going toward the proven experience rather than the certificates. Anyhow, there are certain standards like some of the legitimate organizations, something like the Aramco, if you talk about the Saudi engineering, so SEC, Saudi electrical company, so they have developed their own standard. To get the jobs in that part, you should have certain standard, you should qualify for certain degrees for the certification. But roughly, if you ask me, if Shoaib, if you will take someone who has the PMP and who has the experience, proven experience, which one you should choose? So I will go with the proven experience, and who can just bring the business by the end of the day for us, yani, with the less stress, with the more quality, within the limited time frame, yani. So it's kind of important to get in some sectors, but not necessarily that you should have the PMP, then you will come in Saudi and you will get the job. It's not true. If you have the good experience and how you will tackle the situation, the rough situation, so it means you are great. You are like in.
Yeah, it goes back to what you were saying before. Your actions speak louder than your words. So I guess what you're saying is your actions speak louder than your certificates as well, right?
Yeah. Actually, being now on that point of the business, we just now keep quiet and we allow the team to just perform, to just bring the things for us. Yeah. So this is the now moment that we are now very low profile. We are nothing. Actually, we are nothing. So we actually give the horizon to our team, just fly and bring the good thing for us. Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
Inshallah. And what about sort of the legal infrastructure in Saudi Arabia? Is it designed, is it set up for people to be able to set up companies quite easily? Or is it like Dubai in that sense? Or is it difficult to set up a company? Do you need local sponsors and things like that?
Not really. There are circumstances. If you ask me, each circumstances, there are different scenarios. But if you are a starter, like if you ask about me, I came here like 1 year back and I found one of our great gentlemen, our brother Ammar, yani. So there is nothing to worry about that I should register my own company. You can get some good friend of yours, so you can just grab an opportunity to just develop them, even develop your own vision as well, yani. But it's not necessary if you will say that it should be registered, all the company, then I will come back, I will be in the Saudi to get the business. No, it's not necessarily. If you have this remark, so maybe I will say it's excuse. You don't want to perform or you are not, seems interested, yani.
That makes sense. Yeah. What about networking inside? Because obviously, we share a lot of our network together. What about networking in Saudi Arabia? Is it different to other countries? Does LinkedIn still work? Is it actually useful? Like, how do you go about networking there?
It's 100% true that if you have the strong networking, so you will get the opportunities for sure. I give you one example because many of the time that our marketing team, they are so humble, they are just working so hard for us, yani. So their approach to get the target customer is so elite, yani. So we are getting the inquiries through them, yani. So the public involvement and the community engagement is kind of important for us, yani. So the marketing team is doing great, and on the other end we are getting the business, so it's a win-win situation. They are bringing us the food on our table, so we are just quite
Eating.
happy. Easy.
Great. I'm going to come back a little bit later to life in Saudi Arabia because I think you bring a really unique perspective. But I want to go back to something that you were mentioning before, which is sort of the big giga projects that are happening in Saudi Arabia, and there are giga projects happening all around the world, but what do you think distinguishes Saudi Arabian giga projects from other mega developments around the world?
If you talk about the Saudi ambitious vision, it always strikes my mind, yani. So because the vision which they have right now, even the long term and the short term, Vision 2030, if you go through the further detail of the Vision 2030, so they have the very clear pillars, yani, vibrant society, then the thriving economy and the ambitious nation. So if you have the three pillars and you are good at it, yani, so for sure you don't need to tell the people who you are. So your team is with you. So you make the vision. Now the vision is to make your nation ambitious. They should be diversified. They should be vibrant. They should be proactive. So these kind of initiative, for me personally, they are quite distinguish them from the other giga projects. This is the one thing, and they are the larger scale, striking scale that they are developing something which no one has seen before. Yani. There is a new ideas, new era they are developing. So these things, they are not happening everywhere in the world. Yani. It's not like, okay, I say or Muhammad said, so we will do immediately. No, it's a kind of proper planning. Yani. So now they are just execution the ideas which is maybe not real, but they are just trying to perform them in the real life situation. Yani. So for me, the ambitious vision, how they are thinking about their future, is very kind of important, and they are not like afraid of any of the challenges. Okay, first they just decide the scale, how bigger will be the scale of the opportunity. Then they are looking for the engineering offices, starting from the design department, architecture, whatever the integration of the different kind of departments to just develop the system and finally implement and just give us something handful of like the it's kind of NEOM, the line, they are the most popular now, the Masar project, and they are developing everywhere in the Saudi. Yani. So it's kind of yani very very apple to apple difference between Saudi and the rest of the world. Yani. So maybe the people they are thinking they are understanding the situation, they will be smart. But here it's a reverse engineering. Okay, I need to do, I will do. And it will happen, inshallah, by the end of the day. So this is the strategy, and the Saudi vision is great. If you ask me, for the long term, we are also working for some of the industrialization, localization, and the diverse economy. Because before everyone was thinking Saudi is just dependent on the oil, but now they need the diversification. The people think that okay, no, we are not like only the oil generated or the oil refining guys. No, we will prove it. And locally, if you will meet with some of the great minds, they are very proactive. You will start listening like this. Okay, he is a Saudi guy, khalas. When they start listening, they are so humble, they are so demanded, they are having the great ideas. Yani. So most of the time, I'm just taking them like, okay, this can happen. So we are implementing by the end in the back door within our own strategy. Yani. Anyhow, it's a great. Yani. They are different from the word, yani, but I will say they are different from the word. Yes.
Yeah, so it sounds like what you're saying is that the biggest difference is that there is a wider, very ambitious vision, and everyone just works backwards from there. Like, you start with the vision for the entire country, and then say, right, now what does it take to achieve this? And they just go ahead and achieve. And I've seen that myself. That is exactly how they operate. It's very liberating and quite scary sometimes, I think, because you have to do a lot very quickly.
It's true. It's scary some of the time, most of the time, because you should have some safety concerns and the risk assessment before implementing. Or because if you talk about the urbanization, and if you are talking about some society work, yani, where you will just develop smart cities, yani, so you should have all the safety factors keeping in your mind, yani. So yes, it is challenging too sometimes. So if you don't have the proper plannings, it will not work most of the time. Yani.
But it's not easy. It's not easy to do these kinds of projects, right? I mean, like, what are the, things like NEOM? I guess obviously there's engineering issues, there's construction complexities and things like that. But what are some of the complexities that arise that most people wouldn't be aware of?
If you talk about the safety protocols or the technical protocols, they are quite different with the whole world. Yani. So next will be, if you ask me, the supply chain is quite difficult, because to just procure the material as per the site condition, the moisture level, the humidity, the weather circumstances, and this is quite challenging for most of the subcontractor or even the main contractor, the engineering company. Yani. So running that project, the idea is there, but execution is quite hectic, tough, and it's challenging. And you cannot take it easily, something like it's happening in Makkah or Riyadh. No, the NEOM and the other outskirts of the areas, there are certain challenges. If you talk about the localization, even though the movement of the material, it is quite difficult, yani. But anyhow, for me, it is an opportunity, yani. If someone will leave, we will grab it, yani. So this is my concern, yani.
So, with those rapid timelines, how do you kind of balance resiliency and safety concerns at the same time?
True. How we can manage these kind of things? If you ask me, if you implement some kind of advanced PM tools, and we will bring the AI and the integration of the high tech technology with the ecosystem, so we can control maximum of the scenarios. Then there will be kind of balance. Yani, if there are certain risks, so how we can eliminate the risk? So this is the question. So the risks are there. So now we will talk about the solution. If there is some kind of challenging in the logistic, so how we can maintain it, yani, how we can get the more options, how we can get the local suppliers, how we can the local vendor who know much more about the routes, the traffic, or whatever the things are over there, yani. Then it will be the safety risk assessment, yani. So if we have the proper safety risk assessment on these kind of areas, so means everything seems smooth. Yani. There are some unseen challenges, but it's practically when the team is there, so they are handling in much professional way. Emergency response plan is very much important in this scenario, Yani, because this is the first time we are making something new from scratch. It's not like we are rehabilitation something. So what is more important, like if you will face some challenge, so how you will react, yani. So there should be some emergency response plan too, yani. So to just make it everything balanced, because there is nothing like you will say there's no second chance. Even there should be some kind of risks, but you should be proactive. You should be alert on the higher level, yani, how you will just move the project and how you will get the proceedings, yani. Yes.
And you guys at Dar Al Himaya, who we're proud to have as a client at Kush Digital, you guys obviously you're in the fire safety space. What kind of challenges do giga projects bring to you guys in terms of, mixed use, high density developments all in one space? What kind of unique challenges does that bring?
If you talk about these mega structures, they are not simple, so they are not traditional. So if you talk about some traditional approaches which we are using here in everywhere, like okay, it will be something like the preventive or the corrective maintenance or something like that. No, it's not totally different. There should be some technology involvement, integration with the high tech systems. So in this project, there should be different approach. It's not like the traditional approach. It should be some modular approach where practically the people they have done this thing, and we will get that as a case study, as a lesson learned. We will implement the same thing here. Yes, it should be like 90-80% the same strategy, but it should also depend on the real situation, the ground realities, yani. So being a safety professional, what is on the ground reality, we should have a different approach, and approach should be modular, it should be high tech, it should be very very responsive, and it should be integrated with the different systems, yani. If you're talking about the smart city, it should be linked with every single thing, yani. I have one good experience to just visit one site in Al Masar project. It's a public investment fund project, yani. It's a very huge project. So they are developing the same scenario in the Makkah, even though. So they are integrating different facilities in the one system, and they are just monitoring like something like the smart city. Either if you talk about the utilities, if you talk about the logistics, if you talk about the electricity supply, you name it, they are monitoring through the AI kind of thing, yani. So they develop their own software, and even though the good thing, we are also working on the same strategy, that we will develop our own software, bringing all the technologies together, and we are open now to just even develop our own business.
What are the risks of, because you mentioned that, the importance of technology and sort of the developing technology in your space. What are the risks of not adopting that technology?
Yeah, the world is moving ahead. If you will not adopt these kind of technology, so what will happen? You will lose the business, and there will be the time is important, because now the people, they are moving towards the quick response, and if you are not adopting, so the technology is obsolete. No one seems interested, yani. So whatever the things you are doing, it should be very very high tech, updated, and up to the standard how the market is gaining, and it should be something like practical which the market is needed. If you talk about the Hajj season, now, if you know about the population, the people, they are coming all over the world, yeah, and so there is a zero chance of any risk. We cannot bear these kind of things. And my team was like 110%. They are on call. They are operational like 24 by 7, yeah, in this kind of situation, yeah. So the technology integration with the new kind of like if you talk about our fire safety system for the firefighting, there should be technology in the something like adoption of the AI, so they will read the environment before it will happen, yani. So it should be something like proactive approach, yani. So if we will not do these things, okay, anyone else will take the business, and we should close the company then, yani.
So, like in the real world, though, what are the use cases for AI and technology in terms of like improving your decision making, improving standard safety protocols, improving your operational efficiency? Like, how is technology really used? Like, do you have any real examples?
If you talk about in our contracting engineering phases, yani, if in our engineering companies, if you talk about, if you go to any site, there are some cameras on the site in the entrance, and they are not like the camera, they will just make the photo of Shoaib or Aziz. No, they are checking the environment, and they are so proactive. There are some certain sensors, yani, because if any project, there is a safety team for sure, and there is a zero incident approach is there, yani. So they are monitoring everyone, because sometimes, some guy who didn't do the safety induction training, and he came into the site and he didn't know the risk, yani, even though they put some ballards, they put some barriers, and he just passed the way, and he, so these kind of things now, with the camera, with the siren, with the different, like the human approach, and even though they notify to the expert guy, don't allow them to go in that way, yani. There are certain risks, yani. So these kind of things, yani, in the engineering, with the help of cameras, the sensors, they are much more development are there. If you talk about the for the preventive maintenance, like we are doing the preventive maintenance, so in the preventive maintenance we have very smart technology which are using especially for, if you talk about the bridges, if you talk about the old buildings, if you talk about the hospitals, so they are like calculating the risk before time. So we are going before, like we have the schedules, so it's not like the rough schedule, the traditional schedule, no. So there are certain levels, yani. There are certain factors, there are certain graphs, yani. There are certain statistical analysis which will allow us, even though, okay, it will not happen after 1 month, no, sure, you should go by the end of today, lazim, yani. So material optimization for sure. With the help of this kind of technology, we can utilize the material in the, because by the end of the day, if you ask me how you are running the business with the low cost, with the high quality, and if you talk about the investment should be very very less, yani. So these are 2 3 things we are just keeping in mind before starting any kind of business, yani. So quality is there's no investment, and it is on time, means we are successful, yani. So these are kind of things, yani, in the real life you can see everywhere the AI, how practically the people, the world start using, yani.
Do you ever worry about, particularly in your field, like in the safety space, do you ever worry about people becoming too reliant on AI?
Somehow now the practicality of the AI, if you use in the way that you need it, like, because by the end of the day the decision making will be not quite easy for the AI, yani. Now the between AI and between human, maybe for me the difference is only remaining. Learning is there, we are learning. AI, they are adaptive, so they are getting some information. Then, if we talk about the decision making, it should be tricky, yani. But slowly, gradually, with the environment, different scenarios, yani, it will develop, yani. So it's quite risky, because some of the cultural norms there are some kind of geographical challenges are there, yani we cannot implement the AI all the way in the whole world in the one shot, yani. So people should understand what the AI is first. And the literacy rate, if you talk about to understand the AI, is not quite much in the whole world. If you ask about developing countries, if you implement the same idea, which is already developed like 10 years back in Western region, but if you want to develop in the developing countries, like if you talk about our own home countries, yani, but the thing is, it should be some kind of challenging. First, people should understand if we will implement AI, so it will help us, yani. So this kind of mind will even make the life of AI easy to just make the decisions, yani. Because sometimes, if you know, it's very shocking when you are writing something even on the AI chatbots, yani, they are giving you the answer in a very natural way, yani. Is it the logical answer you are asking to me? So to understand this question, we should have the same mental level, yani. So AI is not bad, not at all. But the thing is, how you are taking it, yeah, it will be more important. Yeah. Literacy rate is quite important for me if everyone should understand the AI, because now there's a plus and minus. We are not talking about the minus. Let us talk about the plus. Yeah. And if the people, even though regarding now the online social media, there are many trends. So if we are developing our approach towards the positive things, yeah, so might be AI will be happy to, yani. So by the end, yani, they are replacing the human. They are trying to replace the human. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think AI will replace humans, but I agree that you've got to come with an amount of knowledge, and if you bring that knowledge to the AI already, those skill sets, those foundational skills already, then it's incredibly powerful. So I agree. Shoaib, I want to go back to your life in Makkah. You're very fortunate, mashallah, tabarakallah. You're so fortunate that you work and live in Makkah al-Mukarramah. So how has that shaped you personally and professionally?
It was like a dream, yani. Even you, if you ask about the people, they are just they are praying. Maybe sometime my mother maybe she prayed for me. So this is some kind of blessing, yani. If you are in Saudi, especially in the Mecca, so you have you are very close, even though we are living very close to Haram in the same circle. So it's kind of very interesting for us, yani. And we are, yeah, Alhamdulillah, everyone is blessed, yani. But the thing is, when you came closer to that place, you will get another taste. You will get another idea, circumference, yani. It's amazing, yani. Alhamdulillah. By the end, yani, Alhamdulillah, it's great, yani, to live here in Saudi, especially in the Makkah, yani.
You speak great English. You also speak great Arabic. How important is it for expats coming to Saudi Arabia to be able to speak Arabic? Is it important?
Uh, Before, you can say it was important to just deal with the daily activities for the public relations. Maybe it was important, but now everyone is so high in English, so at least they can understand what, and sometimes your body language will help you more than what you are saying, yani. So it's not practically necessary, yani. If you will come to the Saudi, you should have the good lessons of Arabic. No, it's not really. People, they are understanding, even though they want to understand the English, yani. They want to understand the other language, yani. Before, the approach was maybe someone has the bitter taste, because if they are able to tell them, they will not understand, yani. But it's not necessary for me, and to just speak the Arabic, immediately came here and that's it, yani. No, it's not like that.
What do you think is the biggest myth that people who don't live in Saudi Arabia sort of think about Saudi Arabia? So what's the biggest myth people outside the kingdom have about living or working in Saudi Arabia?
uh, if you talk about my different areas, like I lived in Sudan, I lived in Middle East, I am Asian, so I have the two, three different flavors, yani. So in Saudi, the people most of the time they are thinking they are not well paid. First of all, if you are employee, so they are not well paid, and secondly, maybe the living standard, whatever they are watching on the social media. So they are thinking maybe it's not up to the mark. Yani. That's why we discussed this thing in the beginning. Yani. It's not true. Yani. So whenever you will come, you should come with some kind of the idea. It's a great place. First of all, being like Asian or the African, and there is nothing to worry about the work style. And if you talk about the daily lifestyle, it's also amazing, yani. So you will enjoy. You will enjoy, yani.
When if you think back to like your first day in Saudi Arabia, what's like one piece of advice you wish someone had told you on that first day?
Uh, you should not be so high paced. You should be slow moving. Just understand the culture first. Because even though I spent like 14 years in the Arab culture, either it is in Sudan, either it was in Qatar, but you should do all the things step by step. Yani. You came with the most of the time with the high ambitions, so it will happen slowly, gradually, but just see how the market is reacting. It's not like okay, you came with some idea. It will maybe practically implement. We can do on in Pakistan, in Sudan, but here there are different challenges. Yeah, the people mindset is not same like we are thinking. So one thing I will say, just make your plan, make yourself clear, but go slow. Not in that damn slow that you will leave many of your opportunities. No, it means like there will be certain time because when I came, I reached here within 3 months. Like I have the team of like if you talk about 10 to 15 people, and they are so ambitious. They are like so high. So whatever I was looking, I got it, but not immediately. The day I came here, I landed in Saudi. No, it's not like that. So go slow, but don't forget your ambitions. Yeah, no, 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 no.
Yeah,
It will not be helpful in the long term. Then we will relax. Yeah, what's the reason we are here? Yeah.
yeah, I agree with that. Like, I think that I spent I spent the first 3 months of this year in Saudi Arabia just to really understand the culture. And when I arrived, I had a perception of what I would learn, and what I learned was totally different. I think Saudi Arabia is genuinely unique in our space, right? So in the marketing space, it is a unique space. You can't take the same tactics that work in the UAE or in Egypt or in Qatar and apply them in Saudi Arabia because the culture is really, really different. And for me, in a better way, like it's a really welcoming culture. They're really, really ambitious, but not aggressive. You know what I mean? It's not like aggressive ambition. It's just like confidence, self confidence. So I think that's the thing that really jumped out for me. So Shoaib, I really appreciate your time, but I've got one last question for you before I set you free. Right, it's a bit of a curveball, yeah. So imagine you decided tomorrow, alhamdulillah, I'm done. I'm going to walk away from my career. No job, no title, nothing. You're going to go like live somewhere else and just hang out for a bit. What is one personal trait that you would hope that your team would remember you for?
Uh, yes, it's like the collaboration. It will be my legacy if you will go anywhere somewhere. So facing the challenges and making them like implementable and quite easy for the team. This is my like always my intentions. Yani. So if people will remember me someday, if I will leave this company, so maybe they will just remember me for my collaboration with the team. And I told you we are down to earth because being a businessman or investor, we are not doing something like the show offs. No, it's not. Practically, it's not good. Islamically, like religion wise, it's not good. Yeah. But the thing is, when they need me, so I'm there. So this is my only the maybe, but it's my yani thinking yani. But God knows yani how they will remember me later in the future yani.
I can attest to that. I think that you're one of the rare people that I've met who is able to bring people together, have the same kind of level of ambition as the people that are around you, and then most importantly of all, because it's something that I'm very attracted to in human beings, you get stuff done. That's the most important thing. And so it's a pleasure to have had you on the Impact Lab podcast. Thank you so much, Shoaib.
Inshallah. I really appreciate your time, Abdulaziz. It's always nice on the behalf of Dar Al Himaya. We really appreciate your effort being a team from our marketing department, from your side. Alhamdulillah, all is doing great, and we really appreciate Yani, and we are open to just discuss more business opportunity. Even though with your platform, if you have someone who has the entrepreneur mind and he has the idea, she has the idea, just come to our platform. We are more than welcoming everyone, Yani, so they can just use our platform, bring the idea. We are investing, we are giving them the platform, we are just polishing them, Yani. Our technical team is there. So with the channel of your thoughts, Yani, even though we need to tell the word, Yani, if someone is in Saudi, he has the idea, and he has the idea even though the 40% is practically implementable. But the thing is, just bring to our office, sit with my team, with our technical department, engineering office. We really appreciate for the time, and later we will make it implementable. And we are so transparent in sharing the benefits. This is a good thing, Yani. It's not like, okay, some young blood will bring something to me, and even I will just take all the butter and they will just see the black half of the plate. Yeah, no. So we are very, very clear with our beneficial approaches as well, Yani. So whatever they have, just bring back to us, Yani. So we will really make it, and it will be quite happy, Yani. The movement for me, even though I will make them successful, Yani. I don't need the success. We will be more happy if the people will be succeed, Yani. This is our motive, Yani.
And again, guys, you can take it from me. Like, I've seen that in action. That is absolutely true. So that's a really great offer there from Shoaib and the team at Dar Al Himaya. If you go to the show notes, you will find Shoaib's links. You'll find the links to Dar Al Himaya, the answer to the reverse Turing test, and all of the show notes from today. Thank you so much for listening to the Impact Lab podcast, and I look forward to seeing you at the next episode.
Thanks.
Thank you for listening to the podcast. Before you go, I just want 30 more seconds of your time. Firstly, thank you for taking the time to listen to the podcast. If you enjoyed it, please do take a moment to leave us a review. It really helps getting exposure to the podcast for other people. We only do this stuff for you, so please do take a moment to leave a review. If you are interested in our digital marketing agency, Kush Digital, you can go to cush.digital and hit the contact form, and we'll get right back to you. The Impact Lab has a free course on the website called The Prompt Monkey Problem. So if you think that you are in that category of people who are using AI too much and not necessarily building foundational skills or foundational knowledge, go to the impactlab.store and you can sign up for the course entirely free, no catch, no credit card, nothing. Just jump in, do the course, get your certificate, and then start building your own foundational knowledge in marketing. Thank you very much for your time, and we look forward to seeing you at the next episode.